Welcome to Frame by Frame, a series dedicated to the craft of filmmaking. Now I know a three-letter word that gets everyone's attention. Sex. We all know that cinema and coitus have a long-standing relationship, and the study of that relationship is called scopophilia, a term that refers to how sex scenes are shot. And today, I'm going to show you the cinematic approach is taken once the clothes come off. Just try and keep your pants on, okay?
Whoops, I guess they just slipped off.
Here's the skinny on scopophilia. It's a Greek term meaning to derive pleasure from watching. Now in film theory, scopophilia deals with how we watch, and that how hasn't changed much since the 1933 silent film Ecstasy. Its celluloid claim to fame? Cinema's first sex scene. Take a peek. The act takes place entirely off screen and entirely in close-up. Here it was done to appease the censors, but the relationship between the close-up and the sex scene doesn't end there. In fact, close-ups are used so often in carnal content that it started raising some eyebrows. The academics even came up with a phrase for the connection. They dubbed it the male gaze. Now don't confuse this with the internet culture's take on the term. The phrase, as I'm using it now, was originally coined by feminist film critics in the 1970s. It refers to the belief that most movies take a heterosexual male point of view. And what do most straight men want to see? Mama! Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh, male gaze. The belief is that the close-up dissects the female form. We see parts of a woman, not the woman herself. Visually, she becomes more of an object than a person. Now, some filmmakers have taken the male gaze to an extreme. Not to exploit it, but to start a discussion about its use, like Spike Lee did in his 1986 film, She's Gotta Have It.
Boning. What? Having sex. Boning.
The story spins around three men sleeping with one woman named Nola. The guy here is nothing more than an object to be won, so Spike shows this objectification visually. How? By breaking up Nola's form with extreme close-ups, especially during sex.
Nola.
Other filmmakers use sexually charged imagery plus the intimacy of the close-up to suggest explicit acts, like Adrian Lyne did in his 1986 film 9.5 Weeks.
Further. I'll put it right on the spot.
Yet what about using close-ups not to focus on the act of sex, but the participant's reaction to it? We saw this subjective use of the close-up in Ecstasy, but there the technique was used out of necessity. In his 1997 film Boogie Nights, however, P.T. Anderson wasn't afraid to show nudity. But he decided to shoot much of Dirk's first sex scene using close-ups of faces, not naked bodies, which forces us to watch the emotional impact instead of the physical. Here, for example, we can see just how awkward Dirk feels performing in his first on-screen sex scene. Camera motion can highlight characters' subjective experiences as well. Take Paul and Jean's first encounter in Bernardo Bertolucci's infamous 1972 film Last Tango in Paris. We start wide as the lovemaking begins. The camera pushes in as both lose themselves in the moment. Then we pull back after climax. So the move charts the beginning, middle, and end of the intimacy between the lovers. The camera move becomes an emotional roadmap instead of a glaring eye searching for some skin. Now that the romance is gone, we should talk. Let's say you're a filmmaker about to shoot a sex scene. What approach should you take? Well, as we've seen, the close-up is a universal go-to. If your aim is to arouse, you can always deconstruct your subject into a cascade of sexualized images. Want to stray away from objectification and emphasize the emotion? Shift those close-ups to your subject's faces. Cleavage can only be so emotive after all. Or perhaps you want to highlight a change of intimacy within your scene. Thoughtful camera movement can help support this subtext. Ultimately though, our obsession with the sex scene comes from our own voyeuristic desires. That's what scopophilia means after all, to derive pleasure from watching. And if we've learned anything today, it's that we all like to watch.
Yes! 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 Oh! Oh! Oh!
I'll have what she's having.
Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure to subscribe to this channel, Film Theory, for more fantastic film-related content. If you'd like to check out more Frame by Frame, click the frame to the left. Or if you'd like to check out a Film Theory episode on 50 Shades of Grey, click the frame to the right. And until next time, my name is Kyle, and this has been Frame by Frame.